Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello buddies, how's your life today? Okay, I'm Anjani Safitri from A3 class, and I have story. When I was in junior high school, I was given task, and the task is storytelling, and it was amazing that I remembered until now the story, and it added vocabulary. Okay, and I still remembered the story and what the story about and many more. That is like a journal that will be explained today to you. Okay, let's move to the topic. Okay, back with me and move to the speaking. Okay, speaking is the first way to interact with others in the social community. Furthermore, the success in learning a language at first can be seen from the ability of the learners speaking. However, it's very hard for the beginner to speak foreign language, especially English. Bener gak? There are a lot of reasons why they get difficulties and speaking. Okay, the first one is like lack of ideas to tell, and lack of vocabulary to express the ideas, and lack of the chance to speak, and lack of the interesting teaching method that can motivate them to speak. Thus, this research applied storytelling and speaking class in order the beginner are eager to speak English. Okay, this research was collaborative. Okay, classroom actions, and this research was main purpose to know whether or not storytelling could improve describing. Okay, meanwhile, the specific purposes consist of describing. The first one, the lecturer activities. Two, the second, the student activities. And the third is the student response when storytelling was applied in speaking class. In this journal, the subject were 23 students of class and of the second semester of intensive English program of Hasim Ash'ari University, Tebu Ireng, Jombang, in the academic year of 2016 until 2017. Okay, the data of the research were got from the observations done by the collaborator and the speaking test. The results showed that there was an important on student speaking skill after implementations of storytellings. And the speaking test result in cycle 2 explained that the student speaking aspect got a good progress. And storytelling improved their comprehension, fluency, vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation. Thus, it can be said that storytelling could be improved student speaking skill. Says that somebody is considered successful in learning a foreign language when her or she has the ability to speak it. That is the important things. The causes of student low speaking skill, there is not have enough vocabulary, not have enough time for practicing speaking, and not having interest in speaking, because of uninteresting method maybe, and not being able to relate the speaking content to their life. And the procedure of storytelling is as follow. The first one is the teacher hang different written stories with colorful paper on the whiteboard. And the second is the teacher asks the student to make a group at least 5 people. The teacher asks every group take a paper from the whiteboard. And fourth, the teacher asks them to develop a story and 15 minutes. And fifth, the teacher asks them to retell their story based on the group discussions. And the last, the teacher give a word to group considered as the best group. Ya, tentunya. And the procedure of storytelling in a campus. The first one is the lecturer asks the student to sit in the group at least 5. Same like junior or senior high school. The second is the lecturer got the student to pay attention to the reading text in their module while she or he was reading and translating the reading text. And the second, the lecturer, and the second, and the third, the lecturer had a student to discuss about the content of the reading text by using their own words in 7 minutes. Fourth, the lecturer asked every group to present their discussions result in 3 minutes. And the last is the lecturer gave the review of the presentations done by students dealing with the speaking aspect. And the conclusions of these presentations. The first one, the student can improve their speaking skill by storytelling actually. The second is the lecture activities in a cycle 1, the student, and a cycle 2 were generally the same. She or he did what she or he write on her lesson plans. She was walking around the class when the discussion sessions while asking the names of the student in every group. She was also answering the questions about vocabulary and pronunciation in this activity. And in cycle 2, she extended the time for the discussions, and the time for discussions become 12 minutes. It was done because some students complained about not having enough time for discussions. And the third is student activities were in a good progress from cycle 1 to cycle 2. They followed what the lecturer instructed. When the cycle 1, they complained about not having enough time to discuss, and I did it not happen in cycle 2 because they already the additions time for the lecturers, and the students generally always ask the lecturers about the vocabulary and the pronunciations of the words that they did not know. And the fourth or the last, the student response also were a little bit different between cycle 1 to cycle 2. In cycle 1, most of them were little surprised when they were asked to retell the content of the reading text in their module. It was because they were used to getting explanations without being asked to speak in front of the class about the content of the reading text they had in their module. Okay, in the cycle 2 they were highly motivated, and then they gave their clap to the group having presented their discussion result. But I think enough for me. Thank you for your attentions. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.